or solutions for small businesses. And then we'll have Christine Baraza, the training manager payments from Equity Bank, who will talk about to us about payment solutions from Equity Bank, focusing more on pay with equity. Then we'll have Pamela Muriuki, the co-founder of Gift Pesa. Our colleague Lindsay Wanjiku had an emergency. She'll not be able to join us, but we are happy to share your questions with them. But I'm sure in this conversation, we'll address some of the topics she was to talk about. So we started with small business pitches. We had 6 of you who pitched about their businesses and also had a chance to ask our speakers questions directly. So I'll do the introductions and then we'll have the specialists talk to us in depth about the payment options. Let's start from here. Cash. Is cash king in Kenya? I keep hearing this question every time. Cash is still widely used in Kenya, mainly for low value day-to-day transactions. So we can't ignore to discuss cash as we talk about payment options. Now, cash is mostly used in rural areas because I know we have people from all over the countries, in most of the countries in Kenya, and is used for everyday transactions like buying groceries, transferring money, paying for services. So it remains widely used. But also, let's see how other payment options are used. So what percentage of Kenyans online retail transact using cash? 40%. Payments by card represent 25% of the total online payments. So we can see card payments growing. So we have cash still controls larger use for online. This is mainly for online payments in Kenya. And this data was done as at end of last year. So cards contributes 25% of online payments. And then we have other payment options. Now, I would like you to answer this question on the chat. Have you lost a sale in the last 12 months because you did not offer a particular payment option? Please put it on the chat. If you have lost a sale or a business in the last 12 months because you did not offer a particular payment option, please share in the chat. We always learn from each other. Now, we say limited payments options can potentially lead to loss of sale and or dissatisfied customers. But I'm happy to hear your experience around that. So why are we talking about payment solutions today? Simply because providing multiple payment solutions could help you increase your customer base as well as improve cash flow, especially for small businesses. So we are going to look at 12 payment options for small businesses. And we'll start with cash. I know everyone here accepts cash. And please, if you don't accept cash, because there are places we go to and they indicate no cash payments. And I always love that. If you don't accept cash, please also put it on the chat and share why, so that other small business owners and entrepreneurs can learn from you. Would be exciting to know why you don't receive cash. But one method small businesses can get paid is cash. Now, the other one is mobile money payment. And this is where Christine from Equity Bank will be talking to us about and the payment methods Equity Bank provides to small business owners like ourselves. This is a form of payment that uses mobile applications to allow customers send, receive, or store money. So this could be pay with equity, M-Pesa, Airtel Money, T-Cash, and the likes. Now, why is it popular? Especially in our market here in Kenya and some parts of Africa, it's very common because it offers convenience, it's accessible, offers security, and definitely an alternative to traditional cash and card-based payment. So some of you have asked, you'd like to know how you can enroll your business to have a mobile money payment account. The other method is card payments, ways for small businesses to get paid. Customers can pay with their cards in person, online, or over the phone. These are the cards we use at the ATM. So your customers can use them to make payments. Check. This may not be very common, but this is a payment method, especially for some of us who work with organizations. Some organizations prefer to pay using checks. And you can accept, you can also allow your customers to pay using checks, but this is preferred for high valued payments. It becomes common for that. Once paid using a check, then you'll have to deposit that to your bank account. So you must have a bank account to cash your check, and it takes a few days to have it cashed. There are also options where you can present it to your bank, and the bank would pay you and charge you a cost without having to wait for a couple of hours or days. Then we have electronic fund transfer, EFT. This is preferred for people who work with organizations. Usually when you're paid, you supply items to organizations, or as a small business, you sell high value items, then you could allow your customers to do EFT, electronic funds transfer. So you'll need to give them your bank details, and then they transfer money from their bank details to yours. The beauty of this is that it's instant. It's instant. So unlike the case of checks, sometimes checks can bounce because your customer, possibly they don't have enough money in their bank account. And then we have mobile payment apps. These apps mainly for payments like Jumia, Ting by Cellulant, Google Play. You can download these apps and make payments. Gaining popularity, but I think mobile payments are more preferred. Then we have a point of sale. I know some of you asked about this. If you go to, and Christine may touch on this, how you can get a point of sale. I got one, and nowadays Visa has also introduced a very small gadget. I got this one a while back. I hope you can see it. So this one, you just tap, and a customer can pay using their card. So POS sometimes is used for slightly high valued items. It's not someone who's paying 1,000, although they can use it. But if you're selling slightly highly priced items, you could use it. If your customers prefer using card payments, paying using cards, depending on the market you're serving, and we'll see the factors you look at when you're considering that. The other method is online payment gateways, integrating your online payment gateway. We had someone with a website ask, how do I integrate payment to our website? And previously we've supported some of you, possibly we have them in the chat, to integrate with some of the providers. We have many providers who would integrate payment gateways to your online shop or your website. Then online marketplaces. We are currently working with Sky Garden as our preferred marketplace. And we had them last week, a very good discussion. So you can list your products there. We'll continue having them so that they assist you to list your products. So online marketplaces, you list your products there. Customers can pay directly because they have integrated payment methods, and then they remit the payments to yourself. And this could be marketplaces provided by the likes of Sky Garden, as I mentioned, Jumia, Glovo, Uber Eats, Amazon, and the like. So this could also be a way of you expanding your business offering and getting paid because the platforms handle payment processing for you. Then gift vouchers and gift cards. We'll have Pamela from Gift Pesa talking to us about this. Now we are almost getting to the festive season. If you are in certain industries, you may want to consider this lifestyle. If you're in lifestyle, you provide lifestyle products and services, this could be a good thing to consider. It's gaining popularity now in Kenya. People are starting to appreciate gifting, and instead of buying the gift, you just then give a gift card or a gift voucher. Loyalty cards and reward cards. These ones are commonly used by supermarkets, but you could also offer as a small business. But allow me to say you need to be at a certain level then to consider this. If you have an increasing or a large customer base, this could be an option. If you serve a niche market and you sell slightly high valued items, you could consider this. But it's basically like what we are offered by supermarkets. So, and the points allow you to accumulate. You could use like the supermarket model where you accumulate points and you can redeem points by purchasing more items from them. The royalty cards, like the hotels do it, you can get exclusive discounts. You could also include birthday rewards. We had Maureen who does cakes from Kisumu. Maybe this is something you could consider. Royalty cards for, you know, people with birthdays and they are rewarded for that. You could also give your customers personalized offers. Customers who have the loyalty card, this kind of offers, or even VIP access like the airlines give us. When you have their cards, then you have VIP access to certain lounges as you travel. So this could also be something you may want to consider, especially during festive seasons. Now, I thought we must talk about this. One of our entrepreneurs, I visited him a while back, and he has a sawmill. And so, yeah, please, may I request that we mute ourselves, please? And so what he does, you bring your maize, and then you exchange maize with the with the unga. So I visited him and I saw 2 queues, and I was wondering, why do we have 2 queues? So one queue was people who are bringing maize, so they are weighed, and then they get a note of how much kgs of unga they would get. So if you're in particular industries, maybe this is something you'd consider. So what our entrepreneur does, he gets the maize, so he accumulates the maize in sacks and then sells that to schools within the county. So a really good opportunity for some of us. Possibly you may not just need to consider cash payments or payments. So this is a system or an option for you as a small business. Please keep your questions coming. Have your questions on the chat as we look at factors to consider when selecting a payment option. And then after this, we'll have Christine talk to us, and then Pamela. So what do you consider when selecting payment options? Most of you had kept asking about this. So the first thing you consider is your customer preferences. You can't ignore your customers. If you're in rural areas where you don't have reliable connectivity, don't go for the card payments that require a machine that would need connectivity, or online platforms where they have to pay, you know, online, because you have that challenge. So always look at the customer preferences. The other thing you would look for, and I would like now to pick some of your questions on the chat before we continue. So I would like to pick some of your questions from the chat as we continue. Please keep your questions coming. Now we have customers, this is from Vovi Christine. We have customers who would like to pay on delivery. We have lost sales because we would like the customer to pay before delivery. Yes, that's, and I would like to hear also from our speakers talk to us about that. Yeah, that's always a challenge and a good discussion and a decision for an entrepreneur to make, especially when you are doing online sales. Then we have Patricia Otieno. There are these direct payments to the M-Pesa. You find some people reversing back the money, and this is a challenge. Yeah, so Christine, we'll be happy to hear from you about that, whether people are still able to reverse payments. And then Calvin Sotieno, I lost supply of 750,000 worth of computers because I don't support payment on delivery. All right. We have customers who would like to pay. Okay, I think we had read that. Then we have mass. No, that's not a question. So keep your questions coming. We'll be happy to keep addressing your questions. Really exciting. If you have an experience or a payment option that has worked for you, please also share on the chat so that other entrepreneurs can learn from yourself. All right, so we will continue with the discussion. As we look at factors to consider when selecting a payment option. So the first one is customer preferences. I can't underestimate this, and we just talked about it. And from your conversations, this is coming out to be very critical. The other thing you consider is cost. What's the cost of cost of transacting? When customers are paying you, are you charged? Are customers charged? If the fees to the charged to customers are high, then customers may be reluctant to use that option. What is the setup fees? Like some of you kept asking, if I'm using card payments, what's the fees like? Or if I'm integrating to my online payments, then what is, consider the setup fee, what the setup fee would be. And then we have monthly fees. Ask about that. What the monthly fee would be for that particular payment option. Ease of use. Choose a payment option that is user-friendly to both yourself and your customers. Accessibility. Is it accessible on different devices? So some of your customers possibly would be having a feature phone, other smartphones, others maybe are using computers. So also it's important to understand your customers. So if most of them have feature phones, and maybe that's also why mobile payments have really worked quite a lot in the country, because anyone can use, mobile payments, whether you have a feature phone or smartphone. So please really consider this. If it's a payment option that requires one to have a computer, then do your customers use computers? Do they have access to computers, and do they use computers? So look at accessibility. Security is a big thing. Prioritizing the security of your customers' payments. And someone asked about the payment links. I will not recommend payment links currently because of security challenges we have. And in our country, Kenya, we have the opportunity of mobile payments. Plus other payment gateways as well, and very many options. So we are very fortunate in Kenya, but I'm reluctant to recommend payment links at this particular time. Then look at settlement time. Now, when you're using payment options like marketplaces or online payments where you're integrating a payment platform, at times it takes a couple of hours for you to be paid, because the marketplace receives the payment, then they remit, they deduct their charges, and then they remit the rest to you. So sometimes it can take 48 hours, 72 hours, sometimes even 5 days. So please ask about the settlement time, because this affects your cash flows. Remember, we talked about cash flow last time when we were talking about customers, managing customers and customers' debt. This is important for you to understand. So if it takes longer, it means you will not have money for your transactions. Integration, check if the payment option can easily integrate. So if you have an online shop or an e-commerce platform and you want to integrate a payment option, then is it easy to integrate? Is it too technical? Is it too expensive to integrate? Look at that. Also, point of sale, like the one I did show you, and Visa has introduced these mobile point of sale. The POS is like the one I have, this one, this small one. So it's very flexible, even when you're in areas where you don't have stable connectivities, and you know, customer just taps their card and the payment is deducted. So there's increased technology advancement in this area, so it's just making it easy. But just before you get here, find out whether your customers actually requires a POS. Then also customer support. This is important. I know most of our entrepreneurs use mobile payments, and there's a time, you know, we have challenges with our mobile payments, and so it becomes look at how easy is it to get support from the provider. Yeah, so if it's easy for you, because sometimes you may have a challenge when a customer wants to pay. So if it's in that such a case, then will you get support from the provider? Also happy to hear from our speakers around this. Then scalability, choose a payment option that can grow with your business. If you're using that payment solution in your county, if you go to other counties, neighboring counties, or other counties within the country, is it scalable? Can the customers easily use it? Or if you're exporting, I know some of us export to Europe or the US market, or even the African market, Asian market, then is it a payment then you can use for such transactions? So that's about an introduction of today's session, and allow me to go through our sessions for the Small Business Money, upcoming sessions for Small Business Money Program 2023. So today we are talking about ways of getting paid or payment options for small businesses. Next week, we'll talk about record and bookkeeping. Please, you have to attend this. This is very critical. And this is a discussion we've had with most of you who have been applying for loans. Yeah, so this will be an exciting discussion, and we'll have Zoho facilitate the session and talk to us about their solution for small businesses. And then we'll close talking about how to manage finances as a small business. I know most of you have been asking about this. So this will be on 13th September, same time, every Wednesday, and this will be our last session. Remember, you use the same link to join all our sessions. And always, to get quick updates, connect with us on social media platforms, and you will receive our updates. We always update you on WhatsApp and email, so always keep checking our updates on email and WhatsApp. Now, I have finished our introduction for today's session. Please keep your questions coming. We'll be discussing them also with our facilitators. And now allow me to invite Christine from Equity Bank to talk to us about payments options offered by Equity Bank. Christine.
Thank you very much, Rachel. That you've covered quite a bit of ground, and that just makes my work so much easier. Thank you very much. I'm hoping that as we go along, some of the questions that have been asked will be responded to, but otherwise we can also go into addressing the questions one-on-one. So I want to share my presentation. And I need to be helped to be sure that my presentation is up.
We can see you. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Great. And unfortunately now I'm not able to see you on the other side. So
That's fine. That's fine. It's okay. Maybe Christine, you'd switch off your video. Christine, you'd switch off your video to improve
I'll
connectivity.
start with the mobile, and our product is referred to as, sorry, did someone speak?
Yeah, maybe you'd switch off your video to improve connectivity.
I have, yes, I have.
Okay, thank you.
And perhaps the rest of the team can also do so that we can maximize on the bandwidth. So I was saying that our product is known as Pay with Equity, and we are currently running a campaign that is saying kulipwa ni rahisi na one equity till number. Basically, we're saying that it's very, very easy to be paid as a business owner, and we refer to you as merchants. When I use the word merchant, kindly just know that I am referring to you as the business owner. And so we are saying that this is one solution that is very, very easy for you. I will walk through the features, some of the benefits thereof, and then how to be onboarded. And first, we will, just by way of definition, is to say that the Pay with Equity Merchant Till is a payments channel that enables customers to pay for goods and services easily. Someone talked about ease of payment and also convenience from your mobile device onto a merchant's till number. Remember the word merchant, again, using it interchangeably with business owner. So behind the till is an equity account. So it means then that for you to have a Pay with Equity till, you would need to have an equity account, and that account then enables payments to be remitted in real time. Again, I had Rachel talking about settlement. So this particular product enables you to be paid in real time. So immediately a customer pays, that money is settled to your equity account in real time. The other feature of the till is that customers can make payments from any mobile money wallet that they have. So we have our own equity rails talking about the mobile app, the USSD code *247#. We have those who do internet banking on Equity Online, and we also have our Equitel SIM card. So that is a SIM toolkit. You can also pay from M-Pesa and directly from your account on PesaLink, as well as from Airtel Money. So what that means then is that you can have one till, and you're able to receive payments from multiple mobile money wallets. Of course, that makes your reconciliation easy. And you don't have to be looking at, I had someone talking about, Rachel talking about records as well. This also helps in terms of your audit trail. All right, so as an introduction, that is a till. The value proposition to you as a business owner is, number one, all the benefits of cashless payments. And some of them, of course, have to do with safety. There's no risk of being of robbery, of stealing. It is hassle-free, so you're not looking for change, and there's a convenience thereof. I mean, it's cashless, so all you need to do is confirm that payment. And of course, there's reduced overhead costs that would be resulting probably from handling cash, among others. So lots of benefits of cashless payments, including that someone can pay you from wherever they are. They don't have to be at your business location. So that comes in very handy. Number two, interoperability, which I already mentioned, saying that you can have one till, the Pay with Equity till, that receives payments from multiple mobile money wallets. Again, I had mentioned around settlement, matters around settlement, and we're saying that this is real-time settlement. So immediately the transaction is complete, that money is safe in your account, and of course, both yourself and the customer will receive notifications for those payments. When it comes to the cost, again, very key, we say then as a merchant, as a business owner, we don't charge you any merchant service commission. I know competition has offers around 0.5, some of them going to 0.55% per transaction. What we're saying is that with the till, with the pay with equity till, there are no charges, no merchant service commission charges to you. And also for customers paying from the equity rails that I've discussed before, they will not be charged any transaction fees. So that becomes very, very friendly to yourselves and also your customers. When it comes to onboarding, we're saying that it is an easy process. It is not complicated. All you need to have is an equity account, and you can open the account today and be onboarded with a till today. So just that, and you already have a running business. So those are the minimum requirements. There's no application fee. There are no documentations will be requiring. After all, the documents were already requested at the point you are opening an account. So it becomes very, very easy to be onboarded, and it can also happen in real time as a matter of walk in, walk out, and you have a till number linked to your account and you're receiving money immediately. The other benefit also has to do with borrowing. As a business owners, sometimes we need a little boost. So we are saying that with a till, based on your transactions, you can access a pay with equity merchant loan, and that is specifically pegged on the number of transactions and your volumes. But you can also get funding separate from the till in terms of your statement, growing your bank statement, and therefore that historical data can help you access lending. So this would be the key benefits to you as a merchant, and of course our customers have the benefit of paying from multiple wallets and at no cost if they are paying from our equity channels. And of course, the convenience that we have talked about. So very, very key when you're considering pay with equity as a payment option for you. Moving on, I talked about interoperability, and probably this would follow after that you've been onboarded, just to show us, how can you pay from the different platforms to the till. And on this particular screen, I just want to highlight the issue of QR payments, especially for those of us, not just the physical shops, as it were, physical locations, but also online payments. A few weeks ago, the outgoing governor of Central Bank launched QR code payments, and that is we're launching very, very soon. So you will also be able to accept QR payments going forward. And of course, we'll provide you with visibility, being very, very key to boost your till usage. And of course, we also just provide that guidance. These are the two branding materials that we have, not to just display the till number, but also to guide customers as they pay from the various wallets. And in a nutshell, as an overview, that would be it. At the moment, we are also running this campaign that if you're paying from our equity rails, then it is free via the options that are provided there. So I don't know, Rachel, at this point when we take some questions around the pay with equity, and then I can talk about card payments following, or do I go and also cover card payments and we answer all questions?
Yes, please. Yeah,
I continue?
talk about the card payments first. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So when it comes to card payments, and here we're talking about card acceptance, we offer card acceptance to card holders, and then therefore as an acquirer, then we enable you as a business owner to accept cards as a form of payment. And Rachel already talked about card payments in passing, in saying that there's safety, you can pay bigger amounts And just to say that for our equity transactions, there is no minimum limit and really no maximum limit. It is best, especially for card present transactions, meaning that the customer is present to run the card on the device there and then for those particular transactions, as long as the customer's account is funded, they can pay. So there's really no minimum or maximum amount they can pay. And of course, it has that convenience that we talked about, all the benefits of cashless payments and so on and so forth. So some of the cards that we accept prepaid cards, we accept debit cards, we also accept credit cards. And what that means then is that whichever card really, whether it is local or international, branded, any of these brand partners that we are working with, you're able to accept them. So we're not limiting ourselves to the Kenyan market, which would likely have Visa and MasterCard, but we also have, perhaps you could be having international clientele. So American Express also accepted, Union Pay International, Diners International, Discover, JCB, and we have our own equity issued card. We call it the equity proprietary card. These cards are all accepted at our POS locations, and therefore, and really because there are majority of them, it is unlikely that you'll find a card that is not accepted on our device. And having said that, I also want to add that the card holder is not charged for making a payment. I'm sure if you have paid by card yourself, you know then that the only amount debited from your account would be your bill, your total bill. So if my bill is 1,000 shillings, then that is all that is deducted from my account. However, there is a merchant service commission that is paid by the business owner. Therefore, you as a business owner, there's a merchant service commission that you pay, and it is a percentage of the transaction amount. Those discussions in terms of how much, what percentage, we usually reach them at the point of onboarding. So as you come on board, then we'll be able to talk about, based on the sector that you are in. Some of us are in the probably entertainment sector, some of you are in agriculture, some of you are in, maybe you have an online business. I had someone talking about they have a school and so on. So depending on which sector of the economy your business sits in, then we can have discussions around that. So at this point, I may not give a blanket price to say it is 2% or it is 1.5. It would depend on which side of the economy you sit on. And for our card payments, we settle our merchants following working day. So unlike the pay with equity where you get your money immediately, for card businesses, for card payments rather, you will get your money settled the following working day. That means transactions that happened yesterday was Tuesday, we will be paying our businesses today, and that amount will be less the service commission that I have mentioned. Moving on then, why would you accept card payments at your business location? Of course, people tend to spend more when they pay by card, when they pay cashless really, other than counting very new crisp notes. And I know cash is still king, but some of us would abandon carts, shopping baskets, if we realize I am paying too many new notes, But if I'm just keying in a 4-digit PIN number, then at that point as a business owner, if my customer regrets, well, they already bought. After all, you're pushing sales, aren't you? And we're talking about also opportunities for new business. Look at those of us who have physical shops, someone walking in there, and Rachel talked about, have you ever lost a sale because there was no this option? So if, for example, you're cash only or you're mobile only, and I don't have money, on cash or on mobile, but I have my card, I can pay. A credit card, I can pay. And so again, having those multiple options will help you to earn a sale that would probably have been lost. The others I think we've mentioned as we go along in terms of benefits of cashless payments, reduced overhead costs, reduced hassle-free payment. But there's also the guarantee that we, as your acquirer, as a bank that has supported you with that payment option, we will pay you as long as you have followed the card acceptance procedures. And of course, we'll train you on how to go about that. But very, very key, and Rachel has alluded to records. Then how do you keep your records? So if you choose to go the cashless way, and that is a card business way, then there's a statement that you get, and it helps you in terms of accountability and also maintaining that audit trail. So very, very key for you to consider card payments, again, based on your clientele. Are they carded? What volumes are they pushing? What kind of ticket sizes do they have? And so on and so forth. When it comes to onboarding, how do you get onboarded? And for this particular one, unlike the pay with equity, where we insist that you need to have an equity account, for this case, we are not, we don't limit you to have an equity account, and therefore we will require some KYC documentation, know your customer documentation. So based on the type and registration of your business, then this would be the listed down here would be the key documents that will require, probably your bank statement, 3 months bank statement, your ID or passport copies, memorandum and articles, PIN, business certificate registrations, and so on and so forth. But then again, this would be on case by case. So depending on your registration, you may not have to provide all of them. So I think that brings me to the end, and I was just doing an overview in the interest of time. But Rachel, if you allow me to mention, on there's someone who had talked about online payments. We also have an e-commerce. We also have an e-commerce platform or a solution for business owners. And for our case, we have options such as a payment gateway, which you also mentioned. We have the marketplace solutions and partnering with Jumia, Copia, and there's one more called FIT that we are working on. It's all these platforms are 3D secure. So as customers transact on our online platforms, then we ensure that they are safe, they are secure, and cases of fraud are minimized. I think that will be it for now. Probably just to answer a question of reversals. I think I had heard someone talking about reversals, and for our mobile solutions, the Pay with Equity, Match, and Till. Remember, we said that settlement is real time, and it happens at. I mean, that money goes to your account, your transactional account. And what that means then is that money cannot go back to the customer who paid, because the policy of banking is that anyone can deposit money in your account, but without your express permission, no one can withdraw money from your account. So what that means that as long as the transaction has been paid, the only way it can be reversed is with your express authority as the account holder. Yeah, I think that covers that presentation as an overview.
Yeah, so
Rachel?
Christine, allow me now to read some of the questions in the next few minutes before we have Pamela from Gift Pesa. I have a question here from Vasily Africa. We are a service industry on only receive mobile money. It's hard for us to track payments since we have different employees who serve our customers. And then after that, we have a couple of questions around cost, transaction fees. Maybe you could talk about that. Does LIPA na 247247 charge? Another one is asking, you have a campaign you're running on the 800 one you mentioned. So is it free to customers as well? You could maybe talk about that. So around cost to the merchant, that's our entrepreneurs, cost to the customer. And then I think you talked about the time it takes for settlement for them to receive money.
Yes.
Yeah. So you could talk around, those are the questions I'm seeing on the chat. Is equity transactions free? So questions around cost, and then this question on how to track payments using mobile money. One last question, because of time, is a question on how do we encourage customers? And I know you do a lot of training to entrepreneurs countrywide. How do we encourage customers to pay before delivery?
Before delivery. Thank you, Rachel, for those questions. Let me try to address most of them. The issue around cost, and this one talking about the till number, the pay with equity till number. So as mentioned, this particular solution does not charge you as a business owner. All right. We don't charge you any merchant service commission, unlike the card payments where the merchant or the business owner pays a commission. For this particular one, you do not pay any merchant service commission. When it comes to the customer side, now, if that customer is sitting on any of the equity rails, and that is the Equity Mobile, the Equitel, *247#, and they're paying to the till directly, they will not be charged. So where perhaps there could be a charge, and that was introduced early this year with the CBK reversal of mobile charges, is probably if I'm paying from the green, and you see from where I'm seated, I can't mention names, but I know you understand. If I'm paying from the green, for example, then I'm saying that it is the greenhouse that is charging their customer. All right. So if they'll be charging you, then they're charging you a pay bill transaction, because then you'll be using the the 247 pay bill option. So in that case, it is a green that is charging their customer, but Equity does not charge her customers. Around the settlement, again, for the pay with equity option, it is real time. So immediately that transaction is paid, it has gone through, it has been approved. That money is paid immediately into your equity account. And of course, you can access it immediately. I imagine that as small business owners, we may want to access that money ASAP so that we can manage our other obligations. The card payment solution, that one I mentioned that we settle them following working day. So transactions that happened yesterday are being settled today. And for the e-commerce options, we have what we call T+2, so transaction day plus 2 days to settle. That takes a bit longer because also of the lots of confirmations happening back end to ensure safety of both the customer and the business owner. There's a question around, so how do I reconcile? I have different employees. Maybe if I can get clarification on that, is it for pay with equity or is it for the mobile? I'm sorry, is it for the card payments? I don't know.
Maybe you could address both.
Okay, so when it comes to when it is, if it is in the case of pay with equity, and you have, say, several tills. Let me use the example of, first of all, you have one till number. It is easy because, you know, all the transactions go into this particular settlement account, which you can access either on mobile or on internet, or you could also ask for a statement periodically, whether it's weekly or monthly, and you're able to reconcile that. In the case where you see a till number can be anywhere. So I have 3 payment points. Say I have a restaurant, and so there's one at the bar and restaurant, there's one in the swimming pool, and so on and so forth. But it's the same till number. I mean, you can pay from the different options. I mean, different pay points. It would still come to the same account, and your reconciliation will be happening at the account point. But when it is, say, I have a store in Embakasi, I have another one in Nakuru, and I have another one in, you know, I had someone is in Kisumu here. What that means then is that for those ones, you would probably choose to have different till numbers for the different stores, or payment, for the different stores, but settling to the same account. So again, for that one, on the statement, it will be indicating these monies were from this particular till number, and that would help you in reconciliation. But having said that, we have another option which would probably need integration. We call it EasyBiz. It's an internet solution. It's an internet-based solution where you're able to receive, you know, visibility, real-time visibility of all the you know, your various tills and how they transact. And I hope that answers your question around the pay with equity till number. But when it comes to the POS, card for card payments, that one, then we're just saying that you could have, we usually issue a TID, terminal ID for every pay point. So that one you'll be able to know that it is terminal, say terminal 1, terminal 2, terminal 3 that has made the various transactions. Yeah, so that should be able to help you in terms of reconciliation. But we are also on ground to support on the back end should you need further, you know, probably more frequent reconciliation reports. That is also provided. Encouraging, I think, things post-COVID, and it is not very easy. It is, I don't think it's limited to just mobile payments, even other payments before, and I think that would also have to do with our behavior or the behavior of Kenyan customers, where or Kenyan, both ways, because so as a business person, I get money and I don't send the goods. So then we begin to follow each other. And customers would say, now I want to see the goods before I pay. The other way is our customers get these goods. I have received goods and then suddenly I don't feel like it, or I don't want this. So if they have, I mean, I think it's the dimensions of Kenyans as a community. I believe we are yet to really get there in terms of online businesses, but we are getting there. I think COVID has shown us that we can actually transact business without being physically present. But it would take us, especially as business owners, to raise the bar high, to build that reliability to customers, that if I say this is, I am bringing you this water bottle, that is exactly what you're getting. And then, of course, it also takes the customers to reciprocate that particular kind deed. Rachel, I would want to stop at that unless there's any other question.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Christine. That was great. We request that, if possible, you remain with us, and then if additional questions, we can take them at the end. Very grateful to have you talk
Thank
to
you.
us. On the chat, you could possibly guide some of our small businesses who want to sign up to get the mobile payments or the card payments with Equity, then how they would do it. Someone else is also asking between till and pay bill, which is preferred. Interesting conversation. A number of you have also asked, how do we encourage customers to pay before delivery? And I think we touched this in our last conversation when we were talking about managing customers and customers' debt. I would encourage you to watch that recording. However, we'll also, Christine has responded to this. We'd like to hear your experiences. It's always best to learn from our fellow entrepreneurs. So how have you addressed that challenge of encouraging customers to pay before delivery? Please put it on the chat. We get to learn from each other, but a very, very good conversation. I have questions around so yes, all our sessions are recorded, so we'll also have this recording. You can also get this recording on Facebook, on our Facebook page. Immediately after this, I'll put it on the chat. We'll also have the same on our YouTube channel, and that will be shared as well. But it's always great to be here to join the live session. It adds value. I've put on the chat our Facebook page where you can watch the recording after this session, or you can still share with your colleagues to watch on our Facebook page. And all our communications are shared on email, on WhatsApp as well. And also, we've gotten a few questions. How do we get to know opportunities coming up? Like the Small Business Award ceremony on the 29th of September. We also have product showcase, some of the opportunities we have. If you check our website, we also keep sharing this in our regular updates, social media platforms. Whenever we have opportunities for you as businesses and entrepreneurs, we share them on all our platforms. Also, opportunities, they could be job opportunities with us, or an opportunity to work with Biashara Africa. We always, at all times, and it's our policy as an organization, we share that on our social media platforms. Yes, so we've responded to a number of them. So I would like now to invite Pamela Muriuki to talk to us about the vouchers. Pamela, please.
Sure. Thank you, Rachel. And Christine, that was really, immense in the card and the mobile payments. So allow me to talk something different. I know in the pie chart that Rachel you shared during your presentation, there was something about, the card, cash, the mobile payments, and then others. So we've a lot of fintechs innovating in, very innovative solutions that brings about, efficiency, convenience, secure mode of payments in the various business sectors. And I'll be talking to you about vouchers. So just to bring that to context, so if you think of vouchers, you think of the big retail, tier one supermarket, the quick marts, that's what. So, but what we've done at Gift Pesa is try as well to include the small businesses to participate, so to say, in, the voucher business, which is like close to 1 billion in Africa, which is really huge in the gifting space. So I see our time is far much spent, but allow me to concentrate on one screen that I feel makes sense, because most of the things have been handled on the mobile payments. Allow me to share my screen. Just a minute. Okay. Not sure if you can see my screen, Rachel.
Yes, we can see it loading. Yes, yes, we can see it.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. So when you think of the context of vouchers, you think of the big retail stores, and we leave out the small business to participate in this. And so what as Gift Pesa is we've done is open the entire marketplace for vouchers to be spent even to the remote areas you could think of. So our solution is one vouchers that is redeemable across 1,000+ brands. The beauty about Gift Pesa is leveraged on the mobile money technology. So as a business, you receive your money real time. So we don't, there's a question that was being asked, and I'm not confident in delivering in, payment. After delivery, most of the entrepreneurs, including myself, would prefer, we try to, once a customer redeems at your point, that's it, you receive your money real time, and then you're able to release the customer. So about this slide, this is a customer driven slide, so to say. If you check on the marketplace, it will include the remotest, shop you could think of, your mama mboga you could think of. And how we do this is we like Rachel, you have your vendor, you buy some shoes or your things at. So what you do, you come and propose to us, I have this vendor that I buy items from, and I would love to redeem my voucher at that point. And so we do a due diligence from our end, and then we are able to add the same to our marketplace. So I'm inviting any entrepreneur who is interested to participate, being a redemption merchant or partner. Please get in touch with us. We are happy to connect you. And the good thing is we don't charge for you to be a redemption partner. So how we work is we charge the corporates who buy vouchers from us, and then we don't charge the entrepreneur of any transaction fee. So it's just like an additional, so to say, business to you, because we will sell the vouchers to the corporates who are buying vouchers for different use cases for their customers, for their employees, for their different campaigns they're running. And then now when people want to spend these vouchers, they go to your stores and come and spend them. Like I had an entrepreneur who was doing cakes, if I'm not wrong. So we would be happy to invite you as well to participate here, and any other vendor who is actually interested in this. The good thing is, I've said, we don't charge for you to appear in our marketplace. So it's a win-win for entrepreneurs. So vouchers are becoming very popular of late because as they sit on the different companies, becoming a liability. So companies and businesses want to offload these vouchers. And how we help them do that is, open the marketplace to an entire list where people can sit and spend the vouchers. And the good thing about our process, it's a very simple to use process for customers to redeem. So there's a code you sit and redial, and then you enter the till number. So any business that has actually a till or a pay bill is, qualified to be onboarded here. So the customer will enter the till number, enter the amount they wish to spend, and then the business will receive their money real time. No reconciliation, that's just it. So, and it can work both for offline. I know we've had the conversation of, probably your customer segment are not as online. So it works both at offline and online. So you'd use our app, you use the USSD code, use the web to access us. So it's really super convenient and simple to use. And what came in mind when we were building this is, can you just have a simple solution that any Kenya can sit and use? You don't have to have internet, so this the USSD code. Someone who is a little bit, tech savvy, use the web to access us. So I'm inviting all businesses on this panel, kindly participate. It's free, it's an additional business to you. So I see Rachel, like my time is really spent, 5 minutes. So could I donate that back to you?
Yes, and have yes, and I have a question for you. How do we apply for Gift Pesa?
So allow me to, let me write an email, just send to us an email. Someone will respond back on that if you're willing to participate. So let me just I'll type out the email.
You may also share your website. Yes.
Yes, you can also reach us on our website. Happy to interact with all entrepreneurs.
All right. So thank you so much, Pamela. And please also share your website link on the chat. Yeah, and you have a question for Pamela, put it on the chat. And then she will respond to you. I have seen someone asking about our previous conversation on financing options for small businesses, how you get grants and loans. Please watch the recording, which we keep sharing. I'll also share about the butter trade. Really exciting of the posher meal. And is asking whether, let me just share this, whether the where instead of receiving cash, then you could allow customers you do but trade more butter trade um, and, and Thank you. Those are some of our opportunities that we have. We'll also keep sharing them on WhatsApp, on emails. If you don't get any or you need more information about any, just WhatsApp us on our number 0729 123 So really glad to have all of you. Next week, we'll be talking about bookkeeping and record keeping with Zoho. You'll use the same link to join same time on Wednesday, and looking forward to having all of you. And thanks for coming. It was a nice conversation. We'll be sharing the recording. Bye-bye from Asia at Biashara Africa.